So here a constructor is a special function which is used to create and initialize the properties of an object. Okay. So here constructor is a special function which is used to create and initialize the properties of object. Okay. So here constructor has the same name as the object. Okay. A constructor has the same name as the object. Okay. Here constructor is used to initialize the properties of an object. Okay. A constructor has the same name as the object. Okay. So here this one is a constructor definition. Okay. So here function person p underscore id p underscore name. Okay. So here p underscore id and p underscore name are the properties. Okay. So a constructor can reference the properties of its object. That means here a constructor can reference the p underscore id and p underscore name by using this keyword. Okay. So here this dot id equal to p underscore id, this dot name equal to p underscore name. That means here properties of our object are initialized using the this keyword. Okay. Properties of object are initialized using the this keyword. Okay. Next, here a constructor can be called by using the new keyword. A constructor can be called by using the new keyword. Okay. So here person 1 equal to new space person of 10 comma Ramu. So here constructor person is called using the new keyword. Okay. Here passed values are 10 comma Ramu. That is 10 is passed to the p underscore id, Ramu is passed to the p underscore name. Okay. Whenever the constructor is called, a new object is created. Whenever a constructor is called, a new object is created. That new object is the here person 1. Okay. So in this example, a person 1, that is new object, is created whenever the constructor is called. Okay. So your constructor is called by using new keyword. Okay. Whenever this construction is called, a new object, that is person 1, is created. Okay. So let us consider for a method for displaying the details of person object. So let us consider this one is a display underscore for person. Okay. So this is an one method for displaying the properties of object, that is here details of person object. Person id is equal to this dot id, person name is equal to this dot name. Okay. So here display underscore person is the example method for displaying the details of person object. Okay. So if you want to add the this function to the constructor, okay, if you want to add this function to the constructor, okay, similar to the property, so this dot display equal to display underscore person. Okay. Now the constructor contains this dot id equal to p underscore id, this dot name equal to p underscore name. Okay. This dot display equal to display underscore person. Okay. So here dot id and this dot name are the properties of object. Okay. And this dot display is the method of object. Okay. Properties and methods of the object. Okay. So the and we add that objects to the properties of objects and methods of object to the constructor. Next, if you want to print the details of person object, here person 1 dot display, that is here display function, that is accessing using the new created object. So here person 1 is the newly created object whenever the constructor is called. Okay. So here person 1 dot display means, so what is the display here? This dot display equal to display underscore person. So here display underscore person consists of, it prints the two output statements. Person id is this dot id, name is this name. So here this dot id is here this dot id equal to p underscore id. So here we pass the value 10 to the p underscore id. So this dot id is 10. This dot name is the Ramu. Okay. So it prints the statement, output statement. Person id is 10. Person name is the Ramu. Okay. Next one. Is it clear everyone? One of you respond in chat box. constructor? Are you understand the constructor topic? Are you understand constructor topic? One of you respond in chat box. Okay. Next we go to the next topic, that is document object model. Okay. So here document object model is a standard for accessing the documents. Here document object model, it is standard for accessing the documents. Okay. So it is an API, application programming interface, for application programs to interact with the web documents. Okay. So a document object model is API, application programming interface, okay, for application programs to interact with the web documents. Okay, a document object model is used to interact with the web documents. Okay, so using DOM along with the JavaScript, we can create, okay, or add or delete, okay, or modify elements in the HTML. Okay, so here JavaScript can change the elements or can create the elements, can remove elements, can add elements in the HTML using DOM, document object model. Okay, so it is an API for creating the documents or for accessing the documents or for modifying the documents. Okay, so document object model is an API to interact with the documents. Okay, so using DOM along with JavaScript, we can change or we can delete, we can add elements in the HTML. So that is the document object model definition. Okay, so this one is the tree structure for document. Okay, in the DOM. So here this one is the tree structure for the document object model. This one is the tree structure for document object model. So first one, in the tree structure, first root element is the window. Here window is the browser window. Okay, so here window is the browser window. Okay, so in the window there is a self window. Okay, next document object. Okay, here document object means whenever HTML document is loaded into window, it becomes document object. Whenever HTML document is loaded into browser's window, it becomes document object. Suppose let us see the example. Here I open the Google Chrome. This one is the window. Okay, this one is the window. Next, document object means document object, here example. See here, whenever the document is loaded into window, this one is the document object. So here HTML document is loaded into browser's window. So this one is the document object. So here this one is the window. Whenever you execute the HTML file, so this HTML document is loaded into the browser's window. Okay. So this one is the document object. In the document object, there is a one form. In the document object, there is a form. Browser window, document, next form. Okay. See here. In the browser window, there is a one HTML document. In that document, HTML document, there is a content form. Okay. So in the form, there are several elements. In the form, there are several elements like button, checkbox, file, hidden password, radio, reset, select, submit, text area. All are the elements in the forms. Okay. Next, we again take the select. If you take select, there are multiple options. Select tag, there are multiple options. Okay. So tree structure like window, that is browser window. Next document, Okay, HTML document is loaded into window. Next, in the HTML document, the content form. Next, in the form, there are several elements. Next, in the elements, example element. In the select, there are multiple options. So this is the tree structure. Okay. So remaining in the browser window, there are frames, location, history, navigator. Okay. All these are the objects in the browser window. Next, in the HTML document, there are forms, images, links, layers, anchors, tags, applets, and array of all these objects. Okay, so this one is the teacher document object model. Okay, window, document, forms, elements, options. So browser window, document, HTML content. Next, forms means here form in the HTML document. Next, elements in the forms, that is example radio checkbox, file in. Okay, select. Okay, suppose if you take the select, there are again multiple options. Next, adding the elements in the document. Okay, so we are accessing the elements in the HTML document into JavaScript. Okay, by using three ways. Okay, so here we are accessing the elements in the HTML document, okay, into JavaScript. Okay, from JavaScript we are accessing the elements in the HTML document using three ways. First way is used to here. Here first way is use the objects form array property along with elements array property. Okay, document objects forms array property along with elements array property. Second is the using name attribute. Okay, using name attribute. Third one is the get element by ID. So this is how it was written in another statement, document dot get element by ID. Okay, let us see the this one also. So these are the three ways to accessing the elements in the HTML document. Okay, so see first one, array property. So here, so first in the window there is a document dot. See here, document dot. Okay, so here we are accessing the address of text box. Suppose here HTML content, in the HTML content there is a one form. Okay, in the HTML content there is one form. Okay, in the form there is one text box. Okay, enter our name, input space type equal to text. That is, in the form there is only one text box. Okay, so in the HTML document there is a form, in the form there is a text box. Okay, so here we are accessing the value you entered in the text box. Okay, here we are accessing the value you entered in the text box. So here that value is stored in the variable name. That value is stored in the variable name. Okay, so in this example there is one form in HTML, there is a one text box in form. Okay, so here we are accessing the name whatever you entered in the text box. Okay, here we are accessing the name whatever you entered in the text box. So here where name equal to document dot, that is here HTML document dot, next forms of 0. So here forms of 0 dot elements. Okay, dot elements of 0 dot value. So here value is stored in the elements of 0 means first element in the form. Is elements of 0 means first element in the form. So here forms of 0 means first form in the document, first form in the document. So here HTML document. Okay, so value in the first element in the first form in the HTML document. Okay, so document dot forms of 0 dot elements of 0 dot value. Okay, that value is stored in the variable name. Okay, so here we are using the forms array property, that is forms of 0 dot elements array property, that is elements of 0. Okay, so here value that is in the here elements of 0 means first element in the form. Here first element in the form is text box. So elements of 0, forms of 0 means first form in the HTML. So here We only take the one form. So forms of 0 means first element. Next, document in the HTML document. Document dot forms of 0 dot elements of 0 dot value. Okay, in the HTML document there is one form, forms of 0 dot. In the form there is only one element here. So elements of 0 dot value. If there is a second element, okay, enter the next element is the enter password. Okay, if there is a second element, okay, like enter our branch. Okay, if there is a second element, enter our branch. Okay, if you want to access the branch, where branch equal to document dot forms of 0 dot elements of 1, that is second element, dot value. Enter our branch, input type equal to text. So okay, so your branch is the second element in the form, that is elements of 1 dot value. Okay, so this is the first way. Second one, using name attribute of HTML elements. So here the form, here forms action equal to space empty, that is there is no action. Next, name equal to frm main, name equal to frm main. So here name of the form is frm main. Next, enter your name, input space type equal to text, that is here text box name is the txt name. So you are using the name attribute of HTML element. So here var name equal to, that is document dot frm main dot txt name dot value. Suppose if you want to access the value, you enter it in the text box using name attribute. So your name equal to frm main. Okay, that is the name of the form. So your name equal to txt name, that is the name of the text box. So your document dot html document dot frm main, that is the name of the form, dot txt name, that is the name of the text box, dot value, that is value you entered in the text box. So okay, so you're using the name attribute, document dot html document dot frm main, this name of the form, dot in the form there is a text box with name txt name dot value, that is value you entered in the text box with name txt name, that is stored in the variable name. Okay, next one. The third way is the most commonly used, that is get element by id. So yet there is a form space action equal to empty, that is there is no action when you submit the form. Okay, enter our name, input space type equal to text, id equal to txt name. So here the id of the text box is the txt name. So you are using the id to accessing the element in HTML. So document dot get element by id txt name dot value, that is it returns the value of element. Okay, it returns the value of element with id equal to txt. So here the element is input space type equal to text. Okay, that is the element with id equal to txt name. Okay, it returns the value entered in the text box. Okay, so these three are the different ways, okay, to accessing the element in the HTML. Okay, so first is to property, that is document dot forms of 0 dot elements of 0 dot value. Okay, second one is the address of box. Second way is used to name attribute. Okay, second way using the name attribute, okay, to obtain the address of text box, document dot frm main dot txt name dot value. So yeah, frm main is name of the form, txt name is the name of the text box. Okay, next one, get element by id. So here it returns the element, okay, with id equal to txt name. Okay, these three are the different ways in the accessing elements in your document. Okay, let us see the practical examples for this constructors and document object model. Okay, So this one is the constructor. Sample program for the constructors. Okay. So here a constructor is used to create and initialize the properties of object. Okay. So here there is a constructor. Here function space person p underscore id comma name. Okay. So here p underscore id comma p underscore name are the properties. Okay. So on display is the here this dot display equal to display underscore person. So here display underscore function is a function. Okay. So next one here person 1 equal to new space person of 10 comma Ramu. So here person is the constructor. Okay, that is called. Okay, so whenever the constructor is called, a person 1 is created. A new object. Here new object is the person 1 is created. Okay, so we are accessing the functions using this newly created object. Okay, so we are accessing the methods and properties using this newly created object. Okay, so here there is a constructor function space person equal to p underscore id comma p underscore name. P underscore id comma p underscore name are the properties of constructor. Okay, so here we initialize the properties using this keyword. So this dot id equal to p underscore id, this dot name equal to p underscore name. Okay, here we initialize the properties using this keyword. Okay, and the method is also initialized in the same way. So here display underscore person is a method. This is also initialized using this keyword. Okay, next we define the function space display underscore person. Okay, so in this function definition we write the output statements, that is person id is this dot id. So here this dot id is p underscore id, that is here we pass the value 10 to the p underscore id. Okay, so here this dot id equal to 10. Next we pass the value Ramu to the p underscore name, that is this dot name equal to Ramu. Okay, so here person id is 10, person name is Ramu. Okay, whenever this display underscore function is called, these two are the output statements. Person id is 10, person name is Ramu. So here person 1 dot display, we call the function using newly created object. Okay, so here person is constructed, that is called. Okay, and whenever this person constructor is called, a newly created object, that is person 1. So if you execute this one, the output is person id is 10, person name is Ram. See, person id is 10, person name is Ram. So this is the output. So let us see the next program, document object model. See, this one is a document object model. So here we write the form, one form. Okay. So first we take the one form. Okay. So form space action equal to empty and name equal to FRM name 1. So here FRM name 1 is the name of the form. FRM name 1 is the name of the form. Okay. FRM name 1 is the name of the form. Okay. Next in the form there are 3 text boxes. In the form there are 3 text boxes, input text boxes. Input space type equal to text means here text box. Okay, the name of the text box is the txt1. Okay, and value, default value in the text box is jp. Next text box is the branch. Input space type equal to text box, that is here text box, and name of the text box is txt2, and value, default value in the text box is csc. Next call is, that is also text box. Here name of the text box is the txt3 and value equal to crr, that is default value in the text box. Next I add the one button space on click equal to my function try it. Here try it is the one button. Okay. So if you click on try it, if you click on try it, see here on click. If you click on try it, okay. If you click on try it, it performs my function one. Okay. If you click on try it, it performs my function one. Okay. Next, I write the script. In the script, I define the function, my function one. Function, my function one. Okay. In the function definition, here I are accessing the elements. Okay. In the my function one definition, we are accessing the elements in HTML. We are accessing the elements in HTML by using forms array and elements array. By using forms array property along with elements array property. That is the first way. Okay. So here var space name equal to document dot, that is in the HTML document, forms of zero, that is first form. Forms of zero means first form. Okay. Not elements of zero, that is first element in the HTML form. Dot value, that is value of that element. Okay. Next, var branch equal to document dot forms of zero. So there is only one form. There is only one form. Elements of one, that is second element. So your first element is the name, this one. Okay. Second element is the branch. Okay. That is text box, second text box. Next, college, that is third text box. That is elements of two. Okay. Dot value means value in the second, third element in the form. Okay. In the HTML document. Okay. Document dot forms of zero dot elements of zero dot value means value in the first element in the forms of zero, first form in the HTML document. Okay. So elements of one means second element. So here form, first element is first input text box, that is name. Next, elements of one means second element in the form, that is branch. Next, third element in the form, that is college. Okay. Next, I print the values. So later on we see the second function, that is second form also. You take only, okay. See, next we print the name, branch, college. Okay. So let us execute this one. See here, name, branch, college. Okay. So here there is a form with three input text boxes. Default values are JP, CSC, CRR. Okay. When you click on try it button. Okay. So here, when you click on try it button, on click, it performs my function one. Okay. In the my function one, we are accessing the elements in the HTML. Okay. So if you click on try it button, here accessing the elements in the HTML, name JP, branch CSC, CRR. Okay. Okay. So let us say take the second form. Okay. If there are two forms, let us take the second form. So this one is the form one. If you take the second form, so name of the form is FRM name 2. Okay. Some SP, ECE, college name is CRR itself. Okay. Let us take the second form. So let's take the second another function for this one, second form, my function 2. Okay. So if you click on try it button in the second form, it performs my function 2 function. Okay. It performs my function 2 function when you click on try it button in the FRM name 2. Okay. So in the second function, my function name 2. So here, if you want to access the elements in the first form, forms of 0. If you want to access the elements in the second form, forms of 1. See here, forms of 1. Okay. If you want to element in the first form, document dot forms of 0. That is elements in the first form. So here there are two forms. So this one forms of 0 means first form. Next forms of 1 means second form. Okay. So in the first form, if you click on the right button, it will form my function 1. So here this one is the my function. In the my function 1, here is the element in the first form. Okay, in the my function 2, we are accessing the elements in the second form. That is document dot forms of 1. Okay, so let us see the output. See here there are two forms. Okay, if you click on try it button in the form 1, if you click on try it button in the form 1, see here name JP, brand CSC, college CRR. Okay, if you click on try it button in the second form, that is it performs my function 2. In the my function 2, we are accessing the elements in the second form. That is elements in the second form is, see here, this one is the second form. Elements in the second form is SP, ECE, CRR. See here SP, ECE, CRR. Okay, so this is the accessing the elements in first way. That is document object array property, forms array property along with else array property. Okay, next we see the name. Okay, next we see the name attribute. So here, next we see the name attribute. Next we see the name attribute. See here, these three are the statements to accessing the elements in the HTML, that is form using name attribute. So here form name 1, this is the name of the form 1. So here form space action name equal to FRM name 1. So this is the name of the first form. So name of the second form is FRM 2. FRM name 1. Okay, if you want to access in the second form, FRM name 2. So here var name equal to document dot HTML document. In the HTML document there is a form with name FRM name 1. So here first form with name FRM name 1. Okay, so in the FRM name 1 form there is a text box. Okay, there is a element with value. Okay, so here element with name txt1 and value in this element. So here element with value txt1 jp. Okay, so element with name txt2 value csc. Okay, element with name txt3 value crr. Okay, so second way is we are accessing the elements in HTML using name attribute. Okay, so here in the HTML document there is a form with name FRM name 1. Okay, in the form there is an element with name txt1. Okay, and we are accessing the value. Okay, in the similar way in the form there is a element with name txt2 dot value. Okay, next form name 1 dot txt3 dot value. Name of the form is FRM name 1. Name of the text box is txt3. Okay, dot value. Okay, similar way second FRM name 2 is name of the form. Okay, txt1, that is name of the element in the form dot value, that is value in the element. Let us see the output. So here same output. When you click on first right button, it performs my function 1. So in the my function 1, we are accessing the elements in the first form. Here JP, CSC, CRR. Okay, if you click on second right button, that is second form. Here SP, ECE, CRR. Okay. So this is the accessing the elements in the first way is arrays. Okay. forms array along with elements array. Second one, forms array with elements array, that is also here accessing the elements in the second form. Next, second way is the name attribute. Okay, first way is the array, second way is the name attribute. So in the exam, we write the two different programs. Okay, so first method, this one, arrays. Okay, so in the second program, you write this one using name attribute. Okay, two different programs. Okay, in the exam, you must write two different programs for these two methods. Okay, array method and name attribute. Okay. Next one, get element by ID. Get element by ID. So here there is a form with name as a text box. Okay, so there is a form and in the form there is a one text box. Okay, input space text equal to ID equal to 61 and value, default value is JP. So here ID. So this one is the ID of the text box in the form in HTML. Okay, so next I add the one button, that is try it. That is, if you click on try it, on click equal to my function. If you click on try it button, it performs my function. Okay, so in the my function, we are accessing the value using document dot get element by ID. Okay, so get element by ID of txt1. Okay, so it returns the value of an element with ID equal to txt1. Okay, so your element with ID equal to txt1 is the input text box in the form. Okay, so it returns the value you enter text box in the form. So let us execute this one. There is a form with name, default value JP. If you click on try it button, here we are accessing the value you entered in this text, name JP. Okay, some if you enter SP, name SP. Okay, so it accessing the element whatever you entered value in the text box. Okay, so third method is the document dot get element by ID. Okay, so it returns the element with ID equal to text1. Okay, it returns the value of an element with ID equal to text1, txt1. Okay, so this is about the document object model. So in this class we discussed and document object model. Okay, in next we discuss events and event handling. Okay, in next class we discuss events and event handling.